Welcome to the Python tutorial lecture 2. In this lecture we will discuss about how to download a Python and basic information about the Python idle environment and Python command line. If you don't have a copy of Python installed on your computer, you will need to open up your internet browser and go to the python.org. After that, you have to click on the download link and select the platform in which you want to install a Python. If you have a Windows platform, then you have to go to the Windows link. If you have a Mac platform, then you have to go to the Mac link. If you have other than the Windows and the Mac platform, then you have to go on the other platform link. It's for DOS and the Linux. Here there are many versions of the Python is available for the Windows also. Here the latest version of the Python is available is Python 3.5.3. In that also there are different Windows 64-bit and 32-bit program is available. Here we have to download for Windows x86 64 executable installer. Once you have downloaded a Python, simply navigate to the download location on your computer and double click the file and pressing the run when the dialog box pop up. After the downloading, you have the two options. First one is the Python GUI and the second one is the Python command line. In the Python command line, it looks like a black window. In the command line interface is a way to interact with a computer by typing a text command into a terminal window. And the second is about the Python GUI, where the GUI allows user to interact with the computer by using a keyboard and mouse to manipulate visual element on the screen. Here the idle Python GUI. In idle means integrated development environment. Now let's see the different menu and its functionality one by one of the idle shell. The first menu is the file menu. There are different entities available in its function. The new file will create a new file. Open will open the existing file in the shell. In the recent file will open the list of the recent files. Open module will open the existing module. The close browser will show the function and classes. The path browser will show the system path, directories and the module. In the save will save the current windows of the shell. The save as will save the new associated file. The save copy as will save the current window to the different file. The print window will print the current window to the default printer. The close entity will close the current window and exit entity will close all the windows and quit from the shell menu. Now the second menu is the edit menu. In edit menu, undo will undo the last change of the current window. Redo will last undone change to the current window. The cut will copy the selection then delete the selection, and copy the selection into the system wide clipboard. Paste will insert the contents of the system wide clipboard. The select all will select the entire contents of the current window. The find will open a search dialog with many options. The find selection will search for the currently selected string. The find in files will open file and search dialogs. The replace entity will open a search and the replace dialogs. In go to line, move the cursor to the line number and request it. Make line will be visible. All the entities, the shortcut also visible on the right side of your screen. Now the next is show competition. The open scrollable list allowing the selection for the keyboard and attribute. The expand word will expand the prefix you have to type to match a full word in the same window. The show column tip will Unclose the parenthesis for the function and open a small window with the function parameter head. The show surrounding parenthesis will highlight the surrounding parenthesis. Now the third one is the cell menu. In cell menu, view last restart will scroll the cell window to the last cell restart. The restart cell will restart to clean the environment of the cell window. The interrupt execution will stop the running program. Now the fourth one is the debug menu. In the debug menu, go to file will look on the current file for a file name and the line number. The debugger entity will code the enter in the cell or run from an editor will run under the debugger. The stack viewer entity will show the stack traceback of the last exception with local and global variables. In auto open, stack viewer will toggle automatically opening in the stack viewer on the unhandle the exception. Now, what is a debug? When you click on the debug, it will pop up a new window. Now let's take an example to understand how the debug is work. Now the problem statement is write a program to average of the three values 20, 30 and 50. Now here we use the three different functions. The first function will define the sum of the three variables. The second function will define the division of the three variables, and the third function will define the average of this function. In the average of the function, we'll call the sum and division by this entity and print the value. In the sum also, the return will be in the total sum. The division will return in the average of the sum. After that, you have to run the module by is key F5. After that, you have the debug will pop up in the cell menu. After that, the step 4, you have to call a function. When you call a function, it will you can see in the debug controller. Check all the steps one by one by clicking the step button. In that debug controller, you can see the local variables also and the global variables also. In the local variable, the total sum is there and v1, v2, v3 what value we apply is also in the local variable will be there. Once after that average of the three value, the local variable will be changed. So average of the sum will be 33 and the total of this 100. So you can check everything by step in the debug controller. If you have any mistake, so you can check in the debug. Now let's see the option menu. The option menu. In option menu, there is a configure idle entity. It has the change the preferences for the fonts, identification, key binding, text color, themes, startup, windows, size, additional help source and extension. In that font menu, you can see the different font phase. You can select the different size of the font phase, and you also have to identification of the widths also. In the highlighting tabs, you have to change the custom highlighting. Different highlighting theme will be available. The different color will be available for the foreground and the background also. In the keys, ease has bunch of key set will be available, or you can also make a custom key building also in the key set. In the general, it has startup preferences, auto save preferences, and initial window size and default source coding. Now the next one is extension. It has autocomplete, auto expand, call tips, code context, format of the paragraph, paramatches, extension, script of the binding, and zoom height. After that, Windows menu will come. In the Windows menu, the one entity will be there, the zoom height. It has toggle the window between the normal size and the maximum height. The initial size of the default is 40 lines by 80 characters. The next menu is the help menu. It has three entities. The first one is about the idle. It will display the version, copyright, license, credit, and more functions about the idle. The second entity is the idle help, which display the help file for the idle, detailing the menu option in basic editing and navigation and the other tips. And the third entity is about the Python docs. It has access local Python documentation. That is for the second lecture. In the next lecture, we will go for the different variable types of the Python. Thank you.